You don't?
We are recording, Caleb. Look at that smile. Say, love you, Tom.
Love you, Tom.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Get everybody come on over.
I know. Have everybody's attention. We have a few people that are going to say a couple words for the man of the hour. I believe we have everybody here. Tom, are you present? Christian, you present? It's all you. Tom?
Yep.
Here
So
we
I'm
go.
going to say something first, Susan, okay? So Tom made it very clear that he didn't want to have a funeral. He did not want to have a viewing. He said he wanted a BAP, a big ass party. I'm sorry if we've offended anybody by saying that. If I did offend you, you're at the wrong party. Because Tom was all about family and friends and community. And over the last week, we really, even though he was feeling so great the last week, like I feel like he knew something because I know he connected with a lot of people out of the blue over the last few weeks that he was really able to make an impact with. And we got to do some really fun things. Tuesday, he got his blood work back, that it was perfect, better than the doctor's. He told the doctor, well, I studied for that test. So that's why he did so good on that blood test. And so Tuesday night, we went out with his parents because we were doing a Tom is Gonna Live party. So we went and had margaritas at Senor Tequila, his favorite restaurant, and because he was going to live. And then Wednesday, we went out with friends, with the Crawfords. We went to Ford's in Wesley Chapel. And then Thursday, we had a whole bunch of teenagers over to reconnect. And Friday, him and I got to do errands, and he got to spend time with his nephew, Aiden. And we went to a really nice restaurant, and he had the best meal of his life. He had lobster ravioli, and he kept telling the chef, this is the best meal of my life. So he really had an amazing week, as hard as it was for us, all of us, to realize, wow, but he was feeling so good, and he had great blood work and everything. It was just a blessing that he was able to have the best week ever, and it was so awesome.
And he got a haircut.
He even got a freaking haircut on Friday night, 6 o'clock, you know. And so I just want to thank everybody for everybody being here to support us, because our family does need support. And I just want to thank everybody for helping organize and get everything. I mean, we got freaking golf carts running. We got, you know, a food assembly line in there, and everybody pitched in. And if you could just keep my boys in your prayers, because they're going to need help too. So I just want to thank everybody, and thank Susan for just saying a few words. And if anybody else has anything you want to say after Susan talks, just feel free to. If you don't want to, make sure you write some memories, either on the memory stones or on those papers, because Tom's family and I, that's something over the next, you know, months and years we can always look back on. So we really appreciate that. And I just want to thank everybody for your support and coming out. So thank you guys. Thank you.
Ooh, so
I wasn't going to say anything, by the way.
you never are.
I wasn't going to say anything.
So before I say what I prepared to say, Tom's parents asked me to be sure that I said that he was a perfect son, perfect husband, and perfect dad. And to many of us here, just a tremendous friend. So, thank you for getting me all wound up. That wasn't part of my prepared speech. Thank you. Ben Franklin said, either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. I read this and had to laugh thinking of our dear friend Tom. I've known him and this family that he treasured for 12 years. I remember first meeting him and Michelle and their 3 boys at Learning Aid during a book fair in 2005. Chandler was in kindergarten, and they had just decided to move the boys to the school. They never did anything small. As was the case, here they stood with a stack of books a mile high to purchase in support of the school. Generous to a fault. Michelle standing there wearing some artsy boa thing. And Tom with his devilish smile just shaking his head. Over the years, my family would come to love his family. He treasured them, you know. Donna, Pop, his brother and his sister, their 3 sons. Karma and his beloved Saucy Queen, his ultimate partner and stabilizer. We started our businesses about the same time, and Michelle and I were both governors. During those years, there were casino nights with memories that better never be spoken in public. Another party where Tom won the door prize of a coconut bra and wore it proudly. So much laughter. And there was Tom, the workhorse that he was, always schlepping boxes, toting stuff, shaking his head and commenting, "Look what she has me doing now." He loved every minute of it. I can't grasp my arms around the pride this dad felt for his 3 sons. When I saw him, he'd say, "Did I tell you about Sebastian?" Or, "You heard about Christian, right?" Or, "I'm so proud of Tommy. Wait till I tell you." He'd have a sparkle in his eye and always that beautiful big smile. That same smile when he first read our children's book, I Choose, and how the wheel began turning as he wrote it in his head and rewrote it the way he thought it should be. His rewrite of our book came to a climax one Saturday morning when Michelle and I made the unfortunate choice of sending our husbands, my son Chandler and Christian, to work our boobs at the World of Crafts on State Road 54 at a Baptist church in Zephyr Hills.
It did not go well.
We stayed behind at another event. Throughout that morning, we got the obligatory text. "Yeah, everything is great. Yeah, the boys are doing good. Yeah, of course I had breakfast. Yeah, we're just fine."
The boys were like 8 or 9 at the time.
Mine, I don't
Manning
think
the
was that
booth
old.
by themselves.
Yeah. Later, we find out that Tom and Jim left Chandler and Christian with a box of donuts to man the booths while they tailgated with a 6-pack in the church parking lot. Tom, proud as a peacock, was now invited by the pastor to the men's weekly breakfast. From then on, our husbands shared their vision for a sequel to I Choose, titled Bad Choice. It was one for the ages. You see, Tom knew how to live and to savor every moment. He knew how to love, and he did it passionately and without hesitation. We are now in his sanctuary, and while we grieve, let our grief be short. I have no doubt that he would want us to carry on and to live big, to fill our days with silly memories and special little moments that remind us of him. He will be with us all in the tiny corners of our lives that we shared with him. Let all of us embrace the privilege we have received to walk a few steps in this life with him. My friends, I wish you peace. But Tom, I thank you and cheers. Your next chapter has begun, and I look forward to reading it when we meet again.
If anybody else wants to say a few words, feel free to. Courtney, do you want to say anything? Okay. Chris, do you want to say anything? Joey, anybody? I know Kevin wants to say something.
Yeah.
God, I've never been at a loss for words.
Michelle, I will.
All right.
Go ahead.
I don't think that any of us had a chance to spend as much time with Tom as we would have liked to, including myself. But he's a fantastic guy. Michelle just reminded me just this past week, I had to communicate with Michelle regarding an issue, and I hadn't talked to Tom for a while, and we've been communicate with Michelle, and so I sent her a text, and like a minute later I said, I haven't talked to Tom in a while. I'm going to send him a fun text and say, hey Tom, I just want to make sure you know I'm communicating your wife, not because I'm hitting on her, but well, and actually I had called him, and he happened to answer the phone at the same time Michelle was communicating, and it just turned into a real cute, funny joke that,
funny.
you know, I'll remember that the rest of my life, because Tom's a fun guy, and that's the kind of relationship that we had. Michelle, I love you.
Love you too.
We're here to help you.
Thank
You know,
you.
to support your family and work.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I don't know what to sell and where to start.
Well, you could start with the ride over here, the song that came on.
I can't go there. I'll be done.
I know, but you gotta tell
I
them.
met Tommy 23 years ago. 23 years ago. I had Sideline Sports Bar. My wife and I were running. Oh, it's not. They can't hear me. Really?
Come on, project.
Well, 23 years ago, Tommy walks into my bar. He says, "Hey, I'm working for this rental car company, and we don't have a place to drink after midnight. Come in." Tommy comes in, and it was like instant. We've all known Tommy. It's the instant you meet him. That's why we're all here. It's not. It doesn't take 5 years. You just. That's Tommy. Tommy, we just clicked. We became best buds. We were getting ready to get rid of the bar. He said, "What are you going to do next, Kevin?" I said, "I'm opening a repo business." And he goes, "I'm in." I go, "Well, shit, Tommy, you're going to have to grow a little bit. You know, I need somebody to handle the pressure."
Bigger.
Bar comes and goes after a few Fort Lauderdale trips we won't get into because there are small children. And we did that, and I said, "Tommy, look, we got a problem." Me and Tommy used to run the streets pretty hard. T-shirts for him and me. And I said, "I met this girl. I think I'm going to marry her." He says, "Oh, you can't, because we're not done yet." I meet my wife. Been married 22 years. So I meet Kelly, and Tommy runs hard with us. We're in the repo business. We're doing pretty good. He's helped me get it started. And Tommy, loyal. I think we can all reflect on his loyalty as a friend. I mean, loyalty was Tommy. He was. That's it. I mean, I just don't want to say it. He's just the most loyal person I've ever known. And we're out running. I said, "Tommy, this is getting too big for me. I need more stuff." Tommy said, "That's all right. We'll get more trucks." Tommy was always looking forward. He loved business. Let's keep it cooking. One night, I got to tell you a story real quick. We go down to Gibsonton, which y'all have lived here long enough to know. It's circus town. We get a repo call.
Oh, this is good.
Me and Tommy, we're not worried. Just another call. We get down to the Carnival trailer park. We find our car, and in Tommy fashion, jumps out of, "Yeah, it's ours, we got it." Well, we failed to realize all the circus people were in town. They greeted us. We had literally, I want you to just put in your mind, bearded ladies, midgets, and everything else coming after Tommy. And if you just have this vision in your mind, Tommy's standing there and someone this big spitting on him. We knew not to mess with him. We were scared for our lives. I said, he's on the phone with my wife. Said, "We're going to die here, but it's okay. You'll have a good laugh."
He said, "No, honey, we're dying."
No, we're not going to make it. When Tommy calls you with that message, she's getting nervous. Me, I'm the whip. I'm like, yeah, we could die. Needless to say, we got our car. We laughed about it for years. Repo business, he leaves. He does his own gig. I get a phone call from Tommy. "Hey, I met this chick. I think I like her." I said, "Tommy, you don't need to." "Yeah, You just got done with one, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You don't need that. He says, no, really. That's how many dates you know. Well, just like 1 or 2. It's all right. Well, she makes it 3 with you. You're in. And long story short, we sat at our house over in Fawn Ridge